Bye-bye, Bellas.
It really does feel like goodbye, John.
Becca.
What are you doing? Don't. If you cry, I'm gonna cry. Don't make that face.
I'm not doing it.
Don't make that face.
This is my regular face.
One good thing that I've got.
Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell, and this is my review of Pitch Perfect 3. Now, I am a fan of the Pitch Perfect movies. I've seen both of them in theaters, and I've owned the first one on DVD for quite a while. It's a fun movie to watch. And Pitch Perfect 2 I have on Blu-ray. Now, Pitch Perfect, the original, is still a really good movie in my opinion. I've really enjoyed it for multiple times I've seen it. And then Pitch Perfect 2 I've only actually seen maybe twice. I know I saw it in theaters when it first came out. And I thought it was subpar to the first one. It wasn't quite as good. It had fun stuff, but it wasn't quite as good. And so Pitch Perfect 3, you can tell that this is a very late review because the movie came out, I believe, December 22nd. And I'm getting into it now much later than that. So I had very low expectations going into this film. It wasn't one that I was really all that eager to go out and see. But let's find out if Pitch Perfect 3 met my expectations as low as they were. General premise of this film is that we have all the Bellas out of college, living their lives post-college, except for Emily, who's played by Haley Steinfeld, and she is essentially a senior, I believe, at this point in time. It's been 3 years since the second film has transpired. So Becca is a music producer, and Chloe is in vet school, and Rebel Wilson's character, Fat Amy, she's not really working at the moment. But most of the Bellas are kind of miserable with their lives. They're not really doing things that they want to do, and they're kind of just miserable as it is. So when they get the chance to go on a USO tour and compete to open for this really big artist, they take the opportunity, they reunite, and they go into this music competition once again. Anna Kendrick is easily the highlight of the film. She has been the star for the last two films. She continues to really be the main focus point of the third one. Rebel Wilson and Brittany Snow, they both have some decent subplots. Subplot involving Fat Amy, it wasn't really that interesting. It really just felt like a very side story, not really necessary portion of the film itself. They probably just added it to extend the runtime, make it a little bit different than the other two films, so it's not just focused purely on a music competition. But that's really what made it interesting. Those were the parts that I really liked about the movie. Easily the best part of this film, though, is the music. It really works pretty much every time that it happens in the course of the film, whether it's the Bellas themselves doing their a cappella thing, or the other bands which are in this competition doing whatever songs they do. I do wish that the other bands did get a little bit more screen time, because we're introduced to them within the first 20 minutes or so of the film, and then they don't really have a significant portion of the film dedicated to them. They're just kind of in the background. They're just competition, which is white noise essentially for the rest of the film. And so I wish it played a little bit closer to Pitch Perfect 2, where the competition was a little bit more in your face and you got to at least know them a little bit. But after 7 years and 3 movies, you can tell this cast is very, very close, very, very connected. I saw that in interviews, and you can really tell within this film that there's a fantastic chemistry on screen with all these women. They really work together well. They really just bounce off of each other really well in various scenes, and you can tell that there is a very firm and close camaraderie within them. Anna Kendrick, though, she is, again, the main focus of the film, and she's the one who really stands out, because I've seen her in other things like The Accountant and other non-music films that she's been in recently, but it's the films which she does do singing things, like these 3 Pitch Perfect films, the last 5 years which she did, Into the Woods, the films where she is singing, that seems to be really where her element is, and I really want to see her do more music-focused films in the future, and I hope that we get to see that. I did find myself chuckling a little bit more than I was expecting to within this film as well. There's a lot of jokes that really poke fun at the last 2 films, and a little bit at their the whole concept itself of these films, and they work for the most part. I wasn't really cringing at all. Any of the jokes throughout this film, I thought that they suited what the material was. And outside of the weird Fat Amy with her father subplot, which just kind of came out of nowhere for a lot of this film, I really found myself enjoying Pitch Perfect 3 for what it was. Like I said, I went in with low expectations, so maybe that's why I enjoyed it a little bit more than I was expecting to. But for the most part, it is a fun time. It knows what it's doing. And when the music is just being taken over on screen, and it's focusing on its main plot and these characters, it just works really well. And I think this one was definitely better than the second one. Not quite the level of the first one. That one is a really high caliber to beat. but I would probably rank them best to worst. First one, Pitch Perfect 3, and then Pitch Perfect 2. I do think that the ending also works pretty well, because there's a nice closing number that Anna Kendrick and the Bellas end up performing, as well as there's kind of behind the scenes things within the end credits themselves, where we get to see some kind of post-movie footage of things which happen after those events. As well as we get to see just snippets of behind-the-scenes footage from the whole trilogy, which is really, really cool because you can tell some of these scenes are from the first film, from the second film, from the third film. And so it's really nice to see that whole combination take place because this is probably going to be the last Pitch Perfect movie. So guys, overall, I was pleasantly surprised with Pitch Perfect 3. I thought it was a really fun time. Really good performances, really fun music, fantastic cast chemistry, and for the most part, it works just really well as a fun Pitch Perfect film. If you are a fan of the trilogy, or I guess 2 films before this, you will probably have a fun time. If Pitch Perfect wasn't your thing, with those 2 films, it's probably not going to sell you on this one. But those are all my thoughts on Pitch Perfect 3. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, share, comment, and subscribe once again. If you so choose, I'd appreciate it immensely. And as always, my people, my name is Nick Pell. And once again, keep on watching.